Thank you for coming. Hopefully, we can continue to get more people in here. Unfortunately, we had to postpone the live two times already, but we should be for sure getting Blake Sims on here this time. So hopefully, I can get him on here in just a second and we can get started. Go ahead and ask any questions you have, and I will be asking him those throughout the time I'm talking with him. So, yeah, go ahead and do that. I'm going to try and get him on here real quick, and then we can hopefully get started. All right, let's see. Looks like you just joined, so give me a second. What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm good. How you holding
That's
up in
good.
quarantine?
Everything been good, man. Just trying to stay home and stay safe, man, and stay washing them hands.
Yeah. So, there's not a lot of places are kind of closed right now. So, what kind of workouts have you been doing?
Sure. I've been like just walking, doing a lot of walking and a lot of jogging, and
Yeah.
like home workouts. I got a couple bands and doing some yoga stretches and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
You
I'm
know.
gonna ask some questions, and then once I'm done, if the people watching have any questions, then I'll kind of ask you some of those, and then so that's about all that there is. So,
Okay.
all right. So I'm gonna get started. So you recently signed with the Spokane Shock. Uh, so what are you looking forward to the most about starting an arena football career?
Uh, Arena, man. I'm just excited to see how what's the nature of the game and how excited it is to do stuff like that and just happy to be there and just using that really just to work my way up back to the NFL.
Yeah. Have you done any practices with them yet?
Yeah, we had camp. We had like a whole week of camp, and we were supposed to start our season on the 26th of March,
Mhm.
but it didn't
Yeah.
happen.
And so you played some running back when you were in the NFL,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, I did.
right? So what led you to change to a running back?
Uh, cause man, just being blessed with the ability God has gave me. I was able to do more than one position, and I just wanted to play the game of football, so I was willing to change my position and do whatever they would like me to do.
Yeah. And so when you were in college, you played a lot of different positions over the years. So did that kind of help you in any way once you got to the pros?
Yeah, it helped me out a lot. Just to be able to every team would be able to use me more than once. So I feel like that's at the beginning of my NFL career. I was able to be on so many teams because I'll be able to do so much stuff.
Yeah. And so most of your career, you were a backup to AJ McCarron.
Right.
So was there anything that you kind of learned from watching him play that you kind of helped you to be better when you got your chance to start?
Oh yeah, just the type of leader AJ was, the way that the team followed him and the way he used to handle the huddle. I think that was very big to me. So when you, as a quarterback, when you walk in the huddle, you take over the way he used to. Any guys that you play with, they'll be willing to go to war with you.
Mm. So what was the hardest part for you playing for Coach Saban?
Uh, Man, just really just learning the process and just getting the idea. Just how his situation worked and how his program was. It wasn't very much that was hard about him. It was just that if you did it the way that he taught it, you know what I'm saying, you can go to the NFL and be very successful. And he was just really teaching us to be a man after college.
Mm. And so what was kind of the best advice that you were given during throughout your football career?
I think the best advice he gave me was be where your feet are. Be where your feet are. It don't matter what time or point where you are in your life, be where your feet are and handle what's going on at that moment.
Yeah. So after the AAF folded, the XFL came around. Did you
Right.
have any did you have any interest in playing for the XFL?
Oh yeah, I wanted to play for the XFL. Matter of fact, I was gonna go and play quarterback. Play running back for the XFL, and I tried to get in, but they didn't want me. They didn't respond back to anything that I said or anything. So, I had a couple of teams that thought about pulling the plug, but they never pulled it. So, you know, it's all good. I got this opportunity to go to the arena, and I'm just happy to still be playing football.
Right. And so, unfortunately, you were injured for the time that the AAF was around. Uh, so what was your experience though with the AAF?
Oh, the AAF was like good. It was great. You know, like the whole experience was just like a great experience. You know, just to get back in the locker room because when I played then, I haven't been on the field in like almost a year.
Mm,
So just to be able to put them pads on and be in the locker room, have the smell of the locker room, and I played with some Bama guys. You know, I played with
right.
some Bama guys that was in school when I was there, and that was came in after I left. So just to see how them guys worked and everything, having the opportunity to be with them, it was great.
Yeah. And so how was that though to be with to be with all your former teammates and stuff? Was that kind of did that help you to I don't know enjoy being there a little more?
Oh yeah, it did for sure. Because when you got like you reunion, like gotta have a reunion with players that you already played with before, it's the best, you know, and just to be with them, to catch up with them, see how their family doing, and see how where they at that point in life and stuff. It was just good.
Mm. And so you've played college, AAF, NFL. So what's kind of been the difference between those three different divisions?
Um, with the arena, it's just that the everything happens a lot quicker. Your decisions, you have to get the ball out of your hand faster because you know you have three linemen, and all three linemen are just 1-on-1. You know,
Yeah.
and you just got to do what you have to do. And I think with the CFL, just how wide the field is, and that you know on that field and up in Canada, it's not 11 players on the field; it's 12. So you
Mhm.
have to add one more player. You have to learn the defense and learn to find out where that extra player is and how you can still call out what it is. Um, and then with the NFL, it's just pretty much the same at Bama, man. That's one thing Coach Saban did great. He prepared us for the NFL, and we was able to do what we need to do.
So the AAF of course folded. When did you kind of find out that it was, suspending operations and could you kind of see it coming?
Not really. I mean, like we was having like it was talking around the locker room and talking around the office saying how things were up and down and you know right when it closed I was on my way to returning and playing that next week because I had my
Right.
hamstring had healed and after our game I can't remember who we played and our coach came and gave us like he told us that we were off to like Tuesday. Usually he don't give us that many days off. And so
Right.
once we saw that, we was like, hey, maybe something's up and we need to focus on what's going on and, you know, see what's going on. And next thing you know, Johnny Manziel, he tweets out all that stuff that he said about the AAF and how they about to cancel the league and stuff. So when I seen that, I knew it was true. And then I was riding, leaving a workout, and my phone was just blowing up, having a lot of alerts and stuff. And my coach called me, Coach Pendry was like, man, it's over with. We're not having our season no more. And he told me that, and we had a team meeting, and everybody just flew home.
Yeah. And I don't know if you remember, but after the last Iron game that you were at for I think it was against the Atlanta Legends, I actually
Right.
talked to you after the game and you mentioned how you were going to be playing the next week. So, was there anything that you were kind of doing to prep for that kind of just got stopped because of the uh folding?
Well, I was just like for myself, getting back healthy was just drinking a lot of water, you know, and praying that God help you, like you know, helps me get healthy. And I was just really doing a lot of like strengthening for my hamstring and just preparing myself and staying on the playbook and on the playbook like 8 hours a day, just trying to remember and keep the speed up with the guys and just motivating all the guys and letting them know that I'm coming back and I'm not just trying to stay off just to stay off.
Yeah. And so, you spent. We already mentioned how, or I already mentioned how you spent, 3 years as a backup. So, what was it? What was it like for you after, patiently waiting to finally get your opportunity to be the starter in 2014?
Man, when I walked out of that locker room against West Virginia in 2014, and won that first game, I told myself that was like that was worth everything. That was worth every moment that I waited, the process, and that's when I learned that if you listen to what Coach Saban says, everything will work out the way they're supposed to.
Yeah. So, is there any player, uh, past or present, that you model your game after?
I say Julio Jones and Julio Jones, Amari Cooper, Ha Clinton Diggs. There's a lot of guys, man, a lot of greats that done left Alabama. You know, just the way that they prepared, how they was off the field. Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson, just their why of the reason they played the game and how hard they play for their family, man. Just
Yeah.
Trent Richardson, a big family guy. He loved his kids. He loved his mom, and that purpose, man. Coach Saban, I can't forget him, you know, and Scott Cochran. It's a lot of people that I can say, but man, just the want to be there and the want to be the best in the game. You know, when you around so many great players and so many legends. You want to be a legend and you want to be the best yourself.
Mm. So, so there was a filming for a movie called Safety,
Right.
uh, and I know that I'm pretty sure that you were actually in it for part of it, playing as the quarterback for Florida Atlantic. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. That is
Yeah.
right, man.
So it was filmed like during halftime at a Clemson football game. So there's 85,000 fans there. So
Right.
what was that kind of like to, be there in that college environment again, and sort of playing football, but it's not
Yeah.
really.
No, it was like what's crazy is that it was just I felt like I was in the game. You know what I'm saying? But the great thing about it is that I wasn't as nervous as I was playing in Brian Denny because Brian Denny has more seats than Clemson, so it wasn't as loud. You know, but and then like I said, and then even in that, some of the Bama players was in that movie. It was a lot more Bama players that was in that movie. B Moore. Uh, it was a lot of guys in there, you know, and we had a great time doing it. It was a great experience, and I love the fact that they asked me to come out there and, star in that movie. I have a close up in that movie. I have a couple lines, and I'm patiently waiting for it to come out. I was just talking to my mother about it the other day, and also talking to my father, and we were just talking. And I hope they have a movie premiere so I can feel like a real movie, real movie person, a real artist.
Yeah. So who kind of helped you, throughout your career to, be the best you can be?
My dad, man, the way he pushed me and gave me a purpose and gave me an opportunity to go and do what I need to do. And just like Michael Vick, his story. When I was young, Michael Vick was at Atlanta Falcons, and when I was little, I went to one of his first camps and just to see how he was with his family and how happy everybody was and how everybody felt just good and just was smiling how much of a family person he was. It made me want to do the same, and just knowing the story of Bo Jackson and Barry Sanders, and I seen that I had the ability. I was blessed with the ability to do what I was capable of doing. It made me want to see what I can do, and when I did it, I was just wanting to be the best, and I wanted everybody to remember my name.
Yeah. So when you started at Bama, that was kind of the year where the offense kind of began to transition more from doing a lot of run plays to, using the air attack a lot more. So
Right.
how would you compare the 2014 offense to, how it is now?
I would say that was like I say that's the appetizer, man. That'd be the appetizer of what's going on now,
Yeah.
because we were pretty much trying to get Coach Saban to understand that, like, hey, man, like, you got a quarterback that's mobile that could do more things, and not saying AJ couldn't do the same things. It's just that that's what the culture was then, and we came in and chose the culture, changed the culture, and a lot of people don't understand that was best for the team, And we
Right.
had you had Jalen, you had Jake, and everything that was able to come behind me and keep that process going to show Coach Saban that we're able to do this. And Coach Saban liked it because he seen it was something different that a lot of teams ain't seen in a long time, and and there was a different preparation of getting ready for us.
Yeah, and it definitely made the games a lot more exciting. That's for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, like a lot of people was telling me that too, and then we started having a lot of more people attending games and just people on the watch. Like I know of people that wasn't even Alabama fans. They started saying that Alabama had a running quarterback and made them want to watch the games even more. And athletes, high schoolers, they wonder, they always wondered, hey man, like Alabama's so traditional as a pro style offense, is they ever gonna open it more? So when they seen it open up even more, it made prospects want to come to Bama that much more.
Yeah. So, what advice would you give to an incoming recruit that's about to start their college career?
I would say, man, focus on what's at task. Come in, learn the playbook. Don't worry about everything else. Stay focused. Uh, Understand it's gonna be distractions. Come in, get in the pace of everything, get up under somebody's wing that knows what's going on and know what you need to do to be the best and get to where you need to go. And focus, be on class. Go to class. Don't miss no class because if I can't trust you to go to class, then I can't trust you to do what you need to do on the field.
Yeah. So, what was one thing that you kind of enjoyed doing on campus other than football?
I used to love walking to class, man. Just the campus, man. I tell people so much, like, yeah, we got a big history of football, man, but come see our campus. Our campus is beautiful, and I used to just love like going to the third. That's where our student center was. I used to look going to a furry, just having like how all the students and the athletes, how we all just communicated and how we was all there for one another and we just riding for, Bama. We all love Bama. We just happy to be there and the community was very big. I used to do a lot of community service in Tuscaloosa. And I have a award, but I don't know where it's at, but that's what we did.
Yeah. So, what was your favorite moment like on the field at Bama?
My favorite moment, man, was against Auburn when I had threw like three interceptions and came back, and for me to throw three interceptions and come back and throw that many touchdowns and rush the winning touchdown, that was very big. I feel like that was the end of a great story.
Yeah. So, once your football career is done, do you see any coaching in your future?
I do. I want to be a mentor, and I would like to do be a quarterback instructor. You know, and just give back to the community, give back and give my talents and everything that I know to the youth and give back and just give back as much as I can. And I also been enjoying acting, so I want to probably do some acting.
Yeah. So, what lessons have you learned at Bama that's helped you prepare for your career and in life?
I feel like my biggest one is overcome adversity. Overcoming adversity. That was my biggest thing because you always understand. I said in an interview one time, and Coach Saban also told me this too, that one thing about overcoming adversity, when God blesses you with something, He can also take it away just because He wants to see how much He can give you for your next blessing. Because if you get mad and when He blesses you with something and somebody takes that from you and you get so mad, He's scared to bless you with something more than that because He think you're gonna hurt one of His kids.
Yeah. So, how different was the speed of high school football to college football?
It's just pretty much the IQ, the knowledge of the game, and it's a different speed. It's a lot different speed, but it's just because guys are bigger, stronger, smarter, and it's just not like three or four guys or how many you want to say that's on the field that's good. You have more than just them guys. You have like the whole team that's good and they're capable of doing, and anybody's capable of getting beaten either night.
All right. Let's see. Do you remember Hambone, the strength coach?
I do. I do. That's my man, man. I love Hairbone, man. He used to help me a lot. He trained me majority of the time I was at Alabama and we had a lot of great conversations. He motivated me a lot. And I love his son. He has a great son that looks like he very good and he's capable of doing something in the near future. And I appreciate everything he done for me.
Yeah. Speaking of strength coaches, what was it like working out with Coach Cochran?
Oh, Coach Carter, man, he's another great example of a legend, man. That was a great example of a person that you wanted to look up to do the right things, and he never steered you wrong. He was always honest with you. I think that's what I liked about him the most, and
Yeah.
he always kept me excited. Whenever I come in on days and had to pour me's, and I didn't want to do nothing, he always got me excited and gave me a why to go in there and be the best that I can be.
Hmm. So, what number will you be wearing for the Shocks?
I'll be wearing number 6. You got to keep the 6 on me, man.
And so, what's the origin story behind the 6?
Okay, so the reason I wear 6, so in high school and like elementary and middle school and stuff, I always wear number 2. You know, like back at home, all my friends call me B2 and stuff like that. But the reason because 6, I don't know if everybody remember, it was a running back and he was wearing number 6, and his name was DeMarcus Gould. And LaGrange, he's from LaGrange, Georgia, and he's LaGrange, Georgia legend. And you know, I knew about him when I was growing up and stuff, and me and him connected very strong when I came to Bama, and he was pretty much showed me around when I was when I was doing it and stuff. And I mean when I
Yeah.
was on my recruiting trips, and he left Bama, and when he left Bama, he really didn't want to leave Bama, you know. And he just wanted to play so bad. And I told him, when you left, man, I was going to be there for him, and I was going to represent his number and let it shine as much as he wanted to shine himself.
Yeah. So, what is one thing that you wish you could have done at Bama that you didn't get to do?
I wish I could have won a natty. I mean, I won a national championship and stuff like that, but I wish I could have won a national championship for that 2014 team, because that team was just so special to me, man. And the way that we overcame adversity all year, and the way we fought on that field, it was big, man. And that team will always be special to me.
Yeah. So, you know, being a backup for the time that you were, what kind of kept you motivated during the 3 years of not getting to play that much?
Just wanted to really just what kept me motivated, man, was just I knew when my opportunity came, and being on that sideline watching them great guys, the team go out there and play. My brothers go to war with each other every day, man. It was just watching them play. I wanted to have that feeling, like being able to, you know, see. And I knew I had to be prepared for my moment. And when my moment came, I didn't want to miss a beat. I want to be absolutely prepared so I can go out and perform to my best.
Yeah. And so, what made your decision? What made you decide to come to Bama as opposed to other schools?
So I was really supposed to be going to Tennessee with Lane Kiffin. That's when Lane Kiffin was at Tennessee. So I was really supposed to go there. But when I came to Tuscaloosa for the first time, because I didn't really hear about Alabama football at first. So when I came to Tuscaloosa for the first time, and they saw the campus on A Day, oh man, it blew me away. And just how the campus, like I said earlier, the campus is just so beautiful, and I like how everybody interact, and I love how Coach Saban, like how of a brotherhood the football team was. And you know, Coach Saban speaks, that name speaks for itself, and everything behind it. And I just know coming to play for him was the best decision, because he was the only coach that came into my living room and didn't promise me anything.
Yeah. So, what was crucial to have the success that you did at quarterback at the high school level and then the college level?
It was very crucial because, you know, like just of the fact of, yeah, let me get the chicken sandwich. Yeah. Uh the southern the southern chicken sandwich. Yeah. Sorry about that, boss.
So good.
Oh, you repeat that question again?
What was crucial to your success at quarterback in high school and college?
Oh, it was just like I wanted everybody to know my name, and I feel like I had a great story. And just for the everybody had helped me to get to that point in my life. And I wanted to do it for them, more for them, just so they'll know what they did for me and how hard they worked for me to get to where I was. I wanted them to see that like I appreciated it so much, and I also wanted to do it for myself, to prove to myself that I could do it, and if I worked that hard, what would the outcome be? And I just wanted to be great.
Yeah. So we talked about how you played several different positions in college. So what was your favorite to play and why?
I say quarterback, man, just to have the feeling of step in that huddle and all 10 guys looking at you, believing you, and believe that you're going to lead them to victory. I think that's the best position, man. And calling the cadence and reading the defense, and all 11 guys on defense looking at you, wanting to see what you're going to do, and just having all that pressure, man. So I
Yeah.
love quarterback, bro. I love it.
So how do you mentally prepare on game day?
My parents call me and we pray. That God leads my hand and feet to victory, and win or lose, we give Him the praise, and just try to be calm and understand that like God has already written my future, and that He's behind me, and that my teammates are behind me, and they trust that I'm gonna go out there and do what I need to do.
Uh, so where do you think Jalen Hurts will go in the draft?
I think Jalen will go. I think third round. I think first or
Third.
third round. Yeah, man, I'm giving it to him because I think people looking at him as like that backup quarterback from New Orleans. I think that people
Taysom Hill.
using, yeah, I think like people see him as a help of doing that. I mean, he did some of that at Alabama when Tua was the
Right.
quarterback, and I think people starting to trust in that, and also having like Lamar Jackson and going to the league when the MVP and stuff that might give Jalen a chance too. I mean, like if everybody remembers, Dak Prescott was kind of like a quarterback like Jalen. He wasn't really throwing; he ran a lot, and but he still can throw. You see that he has the possibility of being able to throw and stuff like that. So that's what I believe.
Yeah. So you talk about playing or about Dak Prescott. And, you played him in 2014. Who was the toughest? Who's the best player that you've played against in your career?
Uh, I played against. I have to say, Shane Ray, man. Shane Ray was a dog. He was a dog, man. Just watching film on him, he just had me like him and AJ Johnson. AJ Johnson that plays for Denver Nuggets. Two great guys, man. I mean, worked hard, and I knew AJ because I played with him in high school, and I know how hard he works, but just the way he plays with a passion. I think when
Yeah.
you have somebody that plays like that, you'd rather have him over anybody else. And Shane Ray, I knew he was just a great athlete, man. The way his swim move was very deadly, and he always wanted to crush the quarterbacks. I mean, I can tell he really wanted to hit me because he hit me with that little late hit, and but that game was very exciting and very emotional. So it was a good
Yeah.
game.
So we talked about where you think Jalen will go, but having some NFL experience, you kind of know what it takes to be successful in the NFL. So how do you think Tua will turn out?
I think Tua turned out very well, man. I have no doubt about Tua. I think he's gonna be great. Uh, I think Tua's gonna handle his business. He's gonna do what he needs to do, and because Tua, he wants to be the best, and he wants to prove all the doubters wrong. So I
Yeah,
think he'll be good. I think he'll go do what he needs to do, and everything that everybody been saying about him, they think about him. I think he'll be right.
yeah. And where do you think you'll get drafted at?
I think he'll get drafted. They say he get drafted in the maybe fifth pick, first round, and everybody believes in it. I think he's capable of doing that. So I'm giving the fifth round. I mean the fifth pick in the first round.
Yeah. So let's see. What is one game that you could play again, and what would you do different?
One game I'll play different. I'll say the Ohio State game. Ohio State game. If I could do anything different in that game, I would have ran more. I would have took off a lot more, and I would have I would have spread the ball around more. I would have gave DeAndre White and Christian Jones more attempts because just the way that Ohio State was playing their defense, and they was wanting me to beat them with my feet, and that's what I should have did.
Yeah. So what was during your college career? What was the tough like? What team did you look forward to playing the most?
Uh, I always look forward to playing Tennessee because of AJ Johnson. We played against each other in high school, and another team I look forward to playing was LSU. Man, I wanted to always play in that dome. I always wanted to play in that dome, so and we played them away that year. So I look forward to that one because, and also that's a big game for Alabama. So I
Yeah.
wanted to play against them, and I also wanted to play in that dome because how loud it is and how the how everything is, man. It's just that stadium is loud, man, and like a lot of great things that happen from the Bama side in that dome.
Yeah, and you were in the or you were at the game for 2011 when they won the championship. What was going through your mind when when it came to you that you were about to become a national champion?
Oh man, it was like it was great, man. Like I couldn't do nothing but smile and was just happy to accomplish something that a lot of people doesn't have the opportunity to do, and just to be a part of a legend team, man, and help them prepared, and I was on a scout team, and I was just happy to be there, bro. It was just a great moment. I can't really explain it. It was just so much emotion rushing, and I was just happy to be there.
Yeah. Was it any different for you the next year, or was it kind of the same experience?
It was kind of different because from the first one because that we owe payback to the LSU team because when they beat us 9-6 the early in that year, there was a lot of trash talking, and we came in that game with a different purpose. That different purpose, and we went to Miami and played Notre Dame. That year right there was just we wanted to prove that that wasn't a hiccup and that wasn't just a game that we played, and that wasn't just a like what y'all seen and how we played against how we played against LSU. That was really a legendary team, and we was just trying to set a tone and let everybody know, hey, this is our decade, and we're gonna go on and win national championship, and you're gonna know about Alabama.
Yeah. So in the off season before the 2014 season, it was kind of a QB battle between you and Jake Coker, right?
Right.
Yeah. So what kind of got you the upper hand there at the end?
Uh, man, I really don't know, man. I just feel like me and Jake, man, I love Jake. I have nothing bad to say about Jake. He's a great guy, man. I think he's one of the quarterbacks and that was in the quarterback meeting room that I will always stay in contact with. He has a great heart, great family. Love his wife. His wife has a great heart, and uh, we were just competing, man. We were just helping each other get better because we knew whoever the starter was, we still wanted to go and win a national championship, and we understand whoever the starter was, whenever they got hurt at that, they get hurt at any moment, and we just had to come prepared, ready to play.
Yeah.
And it was just like I guess I really can't. I really don't know. It just was. We just worked hard, and it was all in Coach Saban hand. I think that's the great thing about not being the head coach that you can't make the hard decision that everybody wants to know, and you don't know what the future holds. And I was just happy that he chose me, and I'm just happy that my hard work paid off.
Yeah. So who is the Alabama player that you admire the most from before your time, during your time, and then after your time?
Uh, Before my time, I can't really say before my time because I'm from Georgia and I'm a big Georgia fan. So I really can't say I really can't. I didn't really know nobody, but I say the time that I was there, and I admired Julio the way that he worked, and how he separated himself. And I think that's when I got the true meaning of separating yourself and letting everybody know why you're the best and why you in the position that you're supposed to be in. And when I was there, I have to say Lenny Collins and Amari Cooper, the way they put on the work when the camera wasn't on, the after hours, the early mornings, the treatments, and the way that they prepared themselves for games. I love the way they went with all that, and it was great. I had a great opportunity playing with them guys.
Yeah. So that's about all the questions that we have. So thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, man. I really appreciate you having me, and man, and I enjoyed doing this.
Yeah. So good luck this season with the Spokane Shock. Hopefully we can see that movie soon.
Oh, most
So,
definitely.
all right. Thank you. Roll Tide.
I Roll Tide, boss.
Thank you all for coming. Hopefully I'll have someone else that I'll be interviewing on Sunday or Saturday. I haven't gotten anything set up yet, but I will make sure to let y'all know. So I will see y'all later. Thank you all for coming. Roll Tide.